Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing fine. I hope you're all doing amazing. It's another great morning that here it's around let me check 9:45 a.m. So that's why I'm saying it's another great morning that the Lord has given to me or us. Wherever you're watching this video from, be blessed. I hope you're all doing fine. We really thank God for the gift of life and the amazing life that He has given to us. Yeah, so kindly subscribe if you're coming across this channel for the first time. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much, and may God bless you. Thank you so much for the love and support and everything that I've shown to this channel. Like this video, because when you like a video, it gets recommended to so many people. Like this video, subscribe, comment what you think. Let's interact and share. And if you can see, if you remember my previous video, I had done the trimming of this fence, especially from the top, so that it can grow well from the base, because the flowers were growing so tall and leaving some spaces. And as you can see, because it has been raining, the flowers are now giving out some new leaves. That's what I wanted. So I also heard that it's supposed to be trimmed always. I don't know why this tree is not growing. Trimmed always, and to maintain it, and it should be trimmed at a level that is supposed to be. That's what somebody told me, but I was thinking that it's usually trimmed, like for example this one, as it grows this tall, you cut it here so that the height increases, but it doesn't grow like a tree that tall. Somebody told me that I'm supposed to wait to a level where it's supposed to reach the highest point is when I start trimming this shoot, the farthest or the highest point of the flower. You who have any information about what should be done, kindly comment on the comment section. Should I cut it, like be cutting and removing this so that it grows, it increases the height from below, but then the leaves are also growing, or I should wait if I want it to reach somewhere here above my head? I should wait for this to grow that tall and then I start cutting it, now trimming it there. What's supposed to be done? I cut this branch here. There it is, because we need to remove the shade for these trees, this forest to also at least grow, and we don't want a lot of shade here, so that's why I decided to cut it. Yeah, so today's video is totally about if you watch my previous video where I was talking about a gift from USA, my first video, I talked about a guy who usually stay at my place here. His name is Austin. I'm going to do a video, and in that video somebody reminded you that you told us you are going to give us a house tour of the house that you built for Austin. It's just a simple structure, and the reason why I've decided to do this video is because some of you have requested, and they are saying that want to see that house. Secondly, give you the reason why I decided to build that house. The reason why I decided to build that house, and probably after that one, maybe it can impact someone, or it can impact even him himself, for the reasons that I'll tell you later. These are my maize. I replaced the one that didn't germinate. You see they are doing well. Now they're supposed to be weeded. that's what we are supposed to do, but we are waiting for the ones that we placed to shoot, so that at least when we are weeding them, because right now if you weed, probably there's high chances that you'll remove or you'll interfere with the ones that are yet to shoot, because they are already coming out. It's only that there's a lot of mud in there, but I could have shown you the ones that are almost germinating right now. Yeah, so I want to give you a little backstory of how we started working with this guy and how it reached a point that I decided, now let me just do this for him. Oh, it's already coming. We are headed there with him. It's coming down there. Yeah, so we met some 3 or 4 years ago. At that time, I didn't even know much or anything about him. So it's when we were starting to build this house, and it's actually my foreman who connected me with him. He didn't connect me per se, but he's the one who took him, because there were a lot of tree stumps in this compound. So because of that, my foreman hired some boys to take those tree stumps from here, because now we wanted to start working on here, and with those tree stumps, easy accessibility was not there, and the place where we were supposed to do what to build the house were full of tree stumps. So Austin was one of them, and he started working with them, and somehow the foreman saw him, like, okay, there were boys who were from around, but somehow the foreman, whom I chased away, I think we are gonna also talk about it and what happened, saw him and told him that you're the one who will be staying here. That's in that way, the house that you already know, that small house there made of iron sheets, that you're the one who's going to be staying here, and you'll be keeping a watch on these materials. So in that process, when I came back, there's that video, I think I found them removing some tree stumps there, and I greeted them. That time I was very small. Right now, I'm huge. Very huge. Right now I'm a very huge person. So that I was in school and very young and very small, so they didn't know I was the owner of here. And somehow I came and I was walking here, and they were looking at me because the foreman was not there. People were moving tree stumps, so there was no need for him to be here. So I found them and I asked them. So I was asking them questions, and they were somehow reluctant to answer me because they didn't know who I am. Of course, they obviously knew that I'm not the owner of the place they are working on, because I seemed very young, and the materials that already come at that time were many. They were seeing like I couldn't afford, so they were just answering anyhow. So I left. Later on, when they realized I was the owner, when the foreman asked them, because I told the foreman I went there and found some boys removing tree stumps. So the foreman asked them the following day if there's a man who came here, young boy, who is the owner of here, and they were shocked. But that's the story of another day. So that's when he started staying here, keeping a watch on the materials, and then it went on and on and on and on until I don't know if I should keep that video, because I should say whatever happened. But I decided now, because it's gonna be a long video, but just a brief of what happened. You see, the maize are already shooting. Then that I'm far, that I could have shown you. They started coming out. This is the place where we had our biodigester. We backfilled and we planted maize again. Yeah, so just a brief of what happened is I realized that my foreman was somehow laundering my money, if that is the right term. He overquoted stuff, and now they were liaising the guy from the hardware to eat my money. So it was about roofing time when I went, and because I sensed that with the timber, he had already quoted around 8,000 feet, and only 4,000 came, and a little few were added. And I realized that around 3,500 feet, in Macue, that was cypress, which goes at 65 bob per feet. So they already ate like 225,000 on that. But I didn't have proof because they were already up there. So I told those things that we were going to time them on the iron sheets. So when the iron sheets came, the foreman told me that the iron sheets were around 159. That's the ones he'd written on the quotation. But only 100 came, but the foreman told me that all of them have been brought. So I asked Austin to count them and tell me. Apparently, the foreman had already warned Austin that nobody should get into that room, and even told Austin, because he realized that Austin could get in there after I asked him how many iron sheets had been brought. I asked him this question twice. So he called Austin and told Austin that if Kevin asks you, tell him there are 159 iron sheets. I'll give you something small. So Austin decided, Austin told me, Kevo, Fundi is telling me, tell you this. I don't know what will happen, but these iron sheets seems to be so expensive. It's like they want to eat your money. The iron sheets I've counted here are 100, and he's telling me to tell you that they are 152, 159. I said, okay, thank you. So I asked Fundi again how many iron sheets. He kept calling Austin now, because that was the third time I was asking him, how many iron sheets did you bring? Because I remember at that time, one iron sheet, if you're not very keen, these Fundis can eat a lot of your money. That time iron sheets, right now they're around 4,200. That time they used to be 3,200 per piece. So you can imagine that 200, they wanted to eat 59 of them. That was 188. And now after using the 100, just to move ahead of the story a little bit, after using the 100, we added 20 more. So the roof used 120. So the plan was they were to use 100 and then tell me that we are less some 40, and then I'll send money for the 40, and then they buy 20, the 20 they eat. So that could be probably 79. They could have eaten 252,000 just on the iron sheet alone. That's after eating almost 3,500, 4,000 feet of, you can imagine, 3,500 feet of cypress, which is used to go at 65 per foot, because he quoted around 8,000 feet, and only 4,500 or even 4,000 was brought, around 5K. What I'm so sure is that he'd eaten 3,500 feet from my calculation back then. I don't remember the quotation, but my calculation, I calculated and realized that 500 feet were missing, and he told me that he had brought all the timber. So you can imagine this amount went on timber, and another more of that amount was supposed to go on iron sheet. So after Austin telling me that, then I realized that this guy is a good guy. So I came back, and after coming back, the foreman realized that I'm around, and now he decided that he's not gonna he's not gonna come to work. So that we had already started plastering, or he. So I came back, not for that reason. That day I just concluded, and because after asking me like 4 times, and what he kept telling me, all the iron sheets came, and he told me confirm, and I told all the iron sheets how many are they, and he told me that you can confirm from your quotation. Oh yeah, he kept telling me that you can confirm from your quotation. And then I asked the hardware man, because they were friends. That's another mistake that you should never do. Don't let your supplier and your foreman know each other. It's a very, very big mistake. They can play you like nothing else. So I asked the hardware man. He on WhatsApp, he blue ticked me. It's like they discussed and knew that it's like this guy I've already known what's going on. So it's when he decided to tell me that he brought 100. I just didn't want to tell you because I knew you were going to get angry. That's after 4 months. I already paid for the iron sheets when we are reaching the lintel of the house. It took the supplier 4 months to bring the iron sheets. I was just waiting. So he told me that, you know, it had already taken time. So I knew that if I tell you that he's brought 100 instead of 159, you'll get mad at him. And I didn't want you guys to quarrel. So I just told him, Fundi, you should know that I'm not that young. And I kept quiet. So he started plastering. And when he heard that I was around, because I usually used to travel overnight and arrive here very early in the morning. So on arriving here, it's like he knew I was already here. So those guys had already mixed the sand and the cement, and they were waiting for the foreman to come and tell them who is working where. And the foreman just told them that he's not coming, it's raining. And he started fighting them. Who told you to mix the sand and cement? Yet, in a construction site like that, so long as the work is still going on, you've not finished plastering, and the foreman has not told you anything that you are not supposed to report tomorrow, you guys will always report and mix cement and wait for him to show you where you're supposed to be working. So Austin called me and told me that the foreman has said he's not coming, and these guys have already mixed the sand and the cement. So what should we do? Because this one can't sleep like this. So I told them that I'm coming. I came and I picked over from plastering, and I came to realize the reason that was making him plaster so fast inside the inside rooms is because I told him that I'm going to even come and count the number of machine cut stone that he used. So he was trying to cover them so that when I come, the inside, because you can only count from the outside. Those partitions I couldn't count. Yeah, so that's what happened. And the foreman, the following day, he asked me if he can report for job. I told him no, never report, never even step in my compound. That's how we finished with him. So back, I used to work everything by myself. I never used to have any foreman. I could just come, work whenever I'm having free time, do whatever is supposed to be done, and then go back. So during that time, Austin was there, because even before he used to sleep there. So at that time, Austin was the guy who used to stay there. So out of that loyalty, the first thing I rewarded him is I bought him some second-hand piki-piki. What is the piki-piki called? Motorbike, yeah. I told him that I'm not going to be paying you every month, because the money I'm paying you won't help you in any way. So what you should do, take this piki-piki just like any other young man who has finished from 4 years and they are searching, because at least with that one you can make more than the amount I was paying him, and pay yourself so long as you maintain it. And we agreed, but he used to stay there at the store there. So I used to have that plan. It's only that money was not sufficient enough for me to be the plan of building him a house. Money was not sufficient enough for me to be doing my stuff that were very urgent, like removing the roof and putting the plain sheets, and also building my house. It's not that expensive, but everything just step by step. But I already had a plan, but I didn't tell him that one day I'll build a house. So this time that I've come back, I actually didn't have a plan, but I came here Something just told me that you should build us in the house, because you keep postponing this, and somehow it reach a point that you don't even have the ability, because with the online jobs that you usually do, the graph is just going down. So I decided, and I told him that I didn't tell him, let's first of all go and I show you the house, but it's out of the loyalty that is hard with me that I decided, okay, I should reward this guy in a different way, because the truth is that he never has a house, and this is their home, guys. Just like me, everybody or Austin is coming from a humble background, just like me, and he just finished Form 4 a year or two ago, and money to join has been a problem, so he's just hustling. And I asked him if we can shoot this video. Of course, he's the one who even told me that we should shoot this video, and because when we were building this house, I didn't shoot the video just because I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm doing it for content or any other thing. So I never did the shooting of this house, because I was here. Everything was being done when I'm here. So the reason I didn't shoot the process and everything, because that's like my place, I usually shoot everything. I didn't want people to first of all know that I'm the one who is doing it for him, because people were around here. I was just one of the workers here. We were just working, so I didn't want anybody to know, oh, this guy is like, because everybody's talking about it. It's a simple house, yes, but in the village it's a real story. Like, people don't even have steel doors in their houses, and they're like, where did Austin get all this money? So because at least a few of them already know me, if I was there busy shooting, it could be a project of, it could have seemed like it's my project, and I wanted him to have that ego of, I'm the one who built this house. So that's why I didn't shoot videos that day. And even after that, me talking about it in my other videos, because I know the people from around here don't even know what YouTube is. Of course they know, but they don't waste time knowing who is Kevin Black and what does he do. I knew that even if I talk about it in the YouTube, they won't find out. And people told me, okay, you should shoot, at least give us the house tour. Adosi himself told me that you usually shoot videos. This good content, shoot it, put it there. Someday we'll be remembering, because someday, maybe you don't know, maybe God will give me money to build a house like yours, and I'll remember where I've come from. But for me, this is a very great achievement, because I was not even dreaming of one day. Yeah, so I said, no problem, let me shoot. This is their home. I'm not using the gate, because they usually use here. This is their mom's house. This is the kitchen, and that's the house we built Austin. This is the mom's house, I don't know if they are there, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's their homestead. See, it's been built so well. Even the colors, like kitchen, it's okay. This is the fresh house for the Austin. Yeah, so we're gonna be giving you a house tour. Mr. Austin.
Yes.
Hodi hapa. How are you?
Fine.
Say hi to these people, bwana.
Hi everyone.
These people, these people started giving me pressure that we should do this video.
No problem.
And I decided that, okay, let's do it, because when we were building it, we never took any video. The reason why I decided to do that is because if I was doing it, maybe I wanted to have that ego of, I'm the one who did this. And even when you're talking about it to anybody else, I like the view here. It's very clean. When you're talking about it to anybody else, even when I'm there, you tell them you're the person who built this house. We don't want those issues of, oh, he was built, which is not a problem. Having your house built by somebody else is not a problem, but because you are a youth like me, and you also have to have that ego. Don't let somebody tell you like, oh, you're talking here and you're built. That's why that's the reason why. Actually, I was just here because I was getting bored, and we came here, we worked. Only maybe the closest friend to you could notice that maybe, even if they are doubting, even if Kevin chipped in, but Austin is the the owner of this is the one who built this house, and that's how I wanted it to remain. Like I wanted to be like that. So every time, never let somebody tell you like, oh, Austin, is Kevin who built that house? And you're like, yeah. No, tell them it's me. Even if I'm there, it's me. Because I was not doing it for ego. I was not doing it to justify anything. I was doing it for who you are. I've been telling these people how we met and how you helped me. And one thing I want to tell you on this camera before I ask you questions a little bit, at least about your 1 bedroom. This is a 1 bedroom, guys. Don't joke with it. Austin is the one who named it with the chieng. That is a 1 bedroom, because this is the living room. That's the bedroom. Just like my Simba. So a Simba, before I get what I wanted to say, a Simba is that house that a boy builds in at their place, before they move out with the. When are you planning to marry?
I don't have plans. Maybe.
Oski is saying that his wife will come with water. Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. When have you finished class 8, form 4? When did you finish that, and what are you doing right now?
I finished my class 8 in 2016. Then I joined form 1. It was a boarding school. I managed to score a grade of C plane, which was not, but it was just good, but was not the best.
Yeah, considering where you are coming from, even me, it was very difficult. When you are coming from a humble background, there are a lot that goes on.
Sometimes most of the times I was at home.
Yeah, because of school fee. Exactly, I understand. But C plane was a very good grade. You finished form 4 which year?
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay, that's some 3 years from now. Probably two and some months, because 2021 you guys did the exam December
during the corona period.
Yeah, it's really a big challenge. Managing to score a grade that can take you to campus is not easy, especially considering the kind of backgrounds we come from, because almost 50 to 60% of the time you're usually home because of school fee, and now boarding schools are not easy. Yeah, so you finished your form 4 and you started hustling, Yeah. That's when we met at my place. Where did you meet the fundi?
What I want to say, before I say when I met the fundi, I just want to say that you have been a miracle in my life, and I thank you for everything.
Okay.
Was it not for you, I don't know where I could be now. Just want to say thank you for everything.
You are always welcome, brother, and we are just getting started. I'm also just praying that God opens so many ways, because I take you as my brother, and it's because of the kind of person you are. Actually, this was to come at the end of the video, but because you have brought it up now, we can just talk about it. The reason why we are where, because it's not so many people that I can trust with my home. I've kept hearing stories like, oh, Austin's a bad person. People have kept fighting Austin there because it's very strict. Whenever he's at my home, nobody can get inside, because the people around know him. If he gives just free access to everybody in the compound, things will start getting lost, including fetching the water. So Austin is always very strict, and people could tell me messages like, oh, Austin's a bad person. But I used to sit back and imagine how honest this guy was when I was about to be stolen from, especially the iron seats. And I decided, no, I'm going to take this guy as my brother, and it's because of who you are that at least the little things like this one that we're yet to talk about got to happen. We are yet to do so many things. We just got started. I believe that we are still very young. We have a very big life ahead of us, and we are not doing bad. The fact that you already finished your form 4, never have pressure like, oh, why have I not joined school? If you wanted it, or if you want it, it will come. It's usually late for someone to join primary, because right now, if I can take you to class 1, will you go?
No,
because you already have beards. You already know how these girls they can move around, so it's not easy. Now, if I take you to high school, you can still go, but somehow you'll find that you don't reason like those guys, because you are somehow at a certain age that they aren't. But for campus, we used to school with people with families. Colleges is full of people with families, somebody who is twice your age. So it means that there's no time limit because there you're not going to study, you're not going to train. There's a difference. There's a difference. For primary and high school is the studies, like you go and study. But for post high school is training, and you can train for job for any time, whether you are 70, whether you are 40, whether you are 30. So I know sometimes you might be sitting and asking yourself, oh, why haven't I gone to college or nini? And some of the people that you finished school with have gone. So don't have that pressure of like, I want to go right now. No, training, a job. I can even decide to go for my other degree right now, or even 10 years from now, and I'll just go and finish. It's just a matter of time. Just like you didn't know we'll meet one day and you could own such a house. Probably you knew it will come, but not at this time. Yeah, that's exactly the same way things will just happen. So what I wanted you to do is just don't have pressure of why I've finished from, because sometimes you're interacting with the people outside there who didn't even go to class 8, didn't even finish primary. Yeah. And they're like, okay, Austin finished Form 4, he's just here with us. So you find that they start giving you pressure. Never let them, because for you, at any point, in any time, you can decide to go for further education. So long as you just got the money, you can join college, you can join campus, and for them, they can't, because if they want to go for higher education, they'll have to go back to primary, and probably that time they are wazee. You know, even for you to be admitted at primary at that age, that somebody is above 40 is very difficult. But for college or campus studies, you can go at any age, even at 50. Because there are so many wababas there. People who come in their cars and you see these beards that we have, theirs are white in color, and you just study with them, you train with them, you learn with them, actually, and everybody minds their business there. If you go, maybe you can join after 20, maybe 10 years from now, and you probably will be the youngest in that class, depending on the course you are doing. So don't have that pressure of, I want to join. Of course, it should be somewhere at the back of your mind, but what you should just let life happen. I also came from you know my story. I also came from a humble background. I actually didn't even know that I will join campus, but things just happened because I was not stressing so much. Yeah. So you are welcome, Austin. Yet a lot are yet to come. I know. We're just getting started. You never know. Let's give them a house tour before we talk. Somebody can just decide, okay, if Austin was that, I've told you the backstory on the intro of this video, how Austin really helped me, because I could have lost a lot of money, and besides, that house was not being built to the standards that it was supposed to be, because the kind of work the fundi was doing there were just shoddy work. So I really thank Austin. Have been asking me that I'm just wondering what could have happened if your initial foreman was the one who was supposed to finish this house, because the kind of work he was doing, especially on the finishing part, the plastering and the kind of electrical stuff that he already bought, and the kind of stuff that I put there, also sees that I totally, like, whatever I'm doing was out of the fundi's mind. He couldn't imagine of doing such a thing to that house. So we are really thankful that it's because of him that at least I got to chase that fundi as early as I could and take over the job to myself. You never know. I set up this structure for you. Somebody here can just decide, okay, let's plaster, because for houses like this, they can be plastered by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of, right, the stage it has reached right now. Do you think we can plaster it?
It can be plastered.
Okay, so this is the point that you decide to plaster. Yeah, so let's just start the house tour from the outside of our 1 bedroom. Somebody can just decide and say, oh, Austin is such a humble guy, doesn't talk too much. Actually, that's who he is. And say, okay, let me support you with 1 canter of cement. Now, so this is the outside of the house. It's just a simple design. Yeah, alright. Just a simple design. This is the east side. This is the east side. This is the back. Of the house, and this is the west side of the house. because the sun sets going towards this side. Yeah, so we are going to get inside. So for this, Austin, how many bags of cement can you think, or do you think can plaster it?
And plaster it.
And sand, because this is just a matter of cement and sand for the walls, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And sand.
so this one will put because there are windows. We'll put the glasses here, and the door will also need some glasses up there, and then cement and sand, just cement and sand. Yeah, so this is the wall of this living room. That's the state in which it is. So when you're doing it, we call them semi-permanent houses. When you are doing them, the first what is this called? English. Molding. The first molding is usually done, and then this is the second layer of the molding. So you can see some soil has fallen from here. So this is the second layer. This was for the first molding. This is the second one. So it's after this one that when the mason comes, they'll use the cement and sand. Of course, they'll have to remove some. For a place like this, they'll have to remove some layer, and a place like this, they'll remove this big layer that are living spaces right there. So after removing, then now they then backfill, and using the cement and sand. Have you ever talked to any fundi Austin that can tell you how many bags of cement?
One fundi told me that it can take averagely 30 bags.
Oh, 30 bags of cement?
Yeah.
And then sand?
For the sand,
I think one lorry is enough for two. Probably ever. Two is too much. Maybe plus the floor. Yeah, plus the floor, because the floor also has to be done. So the floor will need like one lorry of ballast. Oh, probably half a lorry of sand, but because you can't buy half, you just have to buy full. Then plus now the wall will need 30. The floor will probably need like
plus the floor.
Oh, 30
bags.
plus. Oh, 30 bags plus the floor.
Yeah.
That's nice. So probably we have a budget of 30 bags of cement, 2 lorries of sand, and 1 lorry of ballast, and we are done. So that's 30 is from plus outside, right?
Yes.
Oh, because 30 is yeah, I think that one will do it. Yeah, that one will do it. Yeah, you never know. People can just decide from here, and somebody says, okay, let me support you with 1 lorry of cement. When do what cement? Well, 1 lorry of sand. So 1 lorry of sand at the moment, I think it goes for, how much can it be? The big one, because we better be left with some sand than we start working and we run out of sand. So it can probably be 14,000 or so. I don't remember, but I'll contact the person. Plus 30 bags of cement, plus now 1 lorry of ballast. We've just done the rough quotation, but with those ones I know we'll manage. So for me, based on the shughuli that I also have down there, I'll buy you 1 lorry of sand. Anybody outside there who is willing to support Austin, let's just do it. If even use one bag of cement. 1 bag of cement at the moment goes for how much? It's probably 950. 950 to 1,000 there. You can just decide
for the
bamburi one. Yeah, so let's just put it at 1,000, because things can fluctuate. If you can just decide and say, okay, we want to plaster that house, guys. I'm gonna give one lorry of sand will be put here. Probably the next time I'm coming back, because I have to go to Nairobi, pick my stuff, and then I'm coming back. This time I'm eating Christmas this side. I've just decided. So I'll have you 1 lorry of sand. You are so much welcome. Anybody who is outside there that is willing to support Austin, just reach me on the number on the screen. We'll see. Or even if you want Austin's number, you can give them your number.
My phone number is 07 94 40 69 11.
07
94 406911.
Yeah, so that's Osin number. If you want to support him in any way, reach him out. And anytime somebody from YouTube supports you or calls you or send you something, tell me so that we can thank them in a very special way. Of course, we won't be mentioning names. Some really don't want their names to be mentioned as publicity. They don't want too much publicity, but we will be thankful for any support you give, even if it's for the window panes. This is a little amount of money because it's just 250 per piece, and we have how many pieces here? 1,000 will be ready, will be good for this window. We'll do this window, and the other 1,000. The door probably 1,500. Yeah, so we have a budget of 30 bags of cement, 2 lorries of sand, 1 lorry of ballast, and we are done. I think it's just that one, and we are done. Maybe probably hardcore will also be needed, but that one we'll see. We'll see into it, because this is a semi-permanent house. Somehow hardcore will make the floor so high, and we just need it to, at least, even if it's coming up, we don't need it to be so much raised, just a little bit. And semi-permanent houses, just okay with ballast. Hardcore is usually for foundations for the permanent houses, because they are so heavy from above and stuff, so you need to set that base so strong. But for this one, the house is already standing, so we won't get into much costs of hardcore. But somebody can still decide, I want you to use hardcore. But before we get to that hardcore part and so many stuff, we're looking for 30 bags of cement. Now we are left with 1 lorry of sand, because I'll give him 1 lorry of sand and 1 lorry of ballast. Anybody who is outside there and willing to support, reach us in by that number is said, and or you can reach me by the number on the screen, so that we can see how we can transform this house. Austin already bought a bed, by the way. He has a bed. He's keeping
5x6.
It's 5x6. You decided to that one you should not sleep alone, one. You'll never walk alone.
I was aiming higher.
Oh, yeah, sure. I think you also have something like me, that when you are doing stuff, just do them once and for all. You don't start with small things and then later you want to upgrade, because 5x6 is very good for this. Even if you get a wife and a kid, it will be enough for you. Yeah, so just like we started, because there are so many traditions that usually tell us that even for this house is big for a Simba. That's out, especially now that he's the firstborn. Is so big, because he's supposed to build and sijui bomoa something like that, and then build another one. But now we are moving away from so many traditions, so we decided to do it. Yeah, we decided to do it like we just build something that even if he gets a family, he can live here with the family, because he'll have a bedroom and at least for secret, and there's living room. So the money he wanted, or he could have wasted building another house. Maybe if he gets a land.
Not even wasting. You know, nowadays our economy is too high.
Exactly.
So maybe I won't have any opportunity to do another one.
Exactly. Sure.
When the opportunity comes, you just do it once.
Yeah, you do it once. Yeah, so we did it once. Now if he wants another house, then he'll build maybe at his home. Yeah, if God blesses him with it. We're just getting started. Life is a very long journey. It's just a matter of time. Give yourself time. Just be a good person, because if you are cheeky, probably we won't be talking, and probably you will be somewhere else, maybe doing your own stuff. But now we are here because of the kind of person you are. We've never crossed paths ever since we started working with Austin. I've never seen any element of him stealing anything from me, or him being cheeky. Is just, actually, there's a guy you went to school with, is my love's brother. It's called Eddie. He said that he knows you because he saw you in the video. And this guy said that that's Austin. That guy used to be disciplined. Like, you'll never find. It's not like I'm lying. This is the fact. Like, I swear to God, that's what he said. He said that how small can Kenya be? Because we went to school with this guy, and you used to be so silent, one. Like, you even never talked. The guy said you are just ever silent. You are the person they started from 1 up to Form 4 with. that never landed in any problem, like any disciplinary problem or issues.
Very true.
Austin just used to be so silent, and this gave me a lot of confidence in him, because charity begins at home. If he was like that in school, then it means that's who he is. That's why I always trust him. People can say anything about him, but I usually don't take anything from anyone outside, because if I'm the one who lives with Austin or talk to him and I know him in a different way, who are you to come and start telling me that this is another Austin that I have never seen? I've never seen. So this guy told me that told her sister, or his sister, that Austin used to be very disciplined, just silent. He was not talking. But I wonder, nowadays you talk, maybe because we are free, we do talk a little bit, not that much, because usually also don't talk so much. So it's the discipline that will take you places. Somebody can be having a job outside there and say, oh, this guy is that humble and respectful. I have some job that needs such decency. Let me give this person a job. He said his number there. It's not like he's stuck. People can be like, oh, the first thing I told Osid when we met, I told him that it's not like I'm giving you this job because I want you to be forever here. For people who can, because Austin, maybe you can tell them what I said, because when I say it, they can think that.
Say it. I'm here to confirm.
Yeah. So I told Austin, I'm not giving you, like, you're not staying at my place forever. Even if it's tomorrow, if you find anywhere you can go, some job that can give you a better pay, you just go, because you are also very young. I'm probably older than him with some 2-3 years. So if you find a job, and this one I'm telling you even right now because I built you this house, doesn't mean that you have to be you have to stay at my place like for forever. I'm not tying you with this. This is just a reward, and it's something that I could have done to anybody else who I saw the need and we are close with as a friend that needed it. So even if it's today that somebody calls you that, okay, Austin, I'm calling you to the US, or I'm calling you to Nairobi, there's this job that will be paying this amount, you just tell me there. So I know I might be having problem with some other people working at my place. It's not actually work per se, but some other people who are supposed to take care of that home, but I'll manage it. You are still very young. You have a long way to go, because it's for me getting outside our home, and at least I got money to join campus. So when you're also there, you'll be looking for jobs. If you find job somewhere else that you think is better and can pay, you tell me, Kevin, I've found a job somewhere else, and I really want to take this shot. I'll get somebody else we can start with, because I'll also be glad one day if you come back and build. Let's show these people your mom's house. It's not like it's bad, but it's not the best. We are just being honest. I'll be glad someday if Austin comes back from wherever he went and decides, Mom, I want to build you another big house, and you demolish this one and you build another one. That will mean a lot to me. So it's not like I'm tying you down, like now you have this house. This is just a house to sleep. If anything, it's just a semi-permanent. If anything, it's just your Simba. There's a lot more to achieve. I'd really be glad one day if you own a home like me, or even bigger than mine. So anybody who calls you, because somebody might call you and they say, okay, Yosin, because truth be said, I don't pay Yosin anything, by the way. I just gave him a piki, and I told him we should face this side because of the light. Yeah, I just gave Yosin a piki and told him the man that is to disco whirling in the road. Yeah, I just gave Osin a piki and told him the money, because back here at home, for watching over somebody's home, it's usually a little money, 3,000 to 5,000, depending on the pocket of whoever is and the kind of work you do. For the Austin's case, is just a matter of maybe slashing and spending there, because there are not so many things to be done. So the money that I used to give him, the reason why I decided to give him a motorbike, I thought that probably using a motorbike he could earn more, because I'm also still very young. in the process of looking for money, I couldn't manage to be giving him a lot of money. So that's the reason why I gave him that motorbike. So he usually do carry people a little here and there, earn whatever he can earn, that at least have helped him support his family, because in this family he's like the breadwinner. Let me just say it the way it is. He's like the breadwinner of the family, because he takes care of his mom, his dad. They don't have a permanent job. So somehow the little he gets, because he also have siblings, around 3. You are 3 children? 4, yeah. There are 4 children. And him being a young man, and I know many homes are like this. It's not like we are pitying you, Austin, right? Because I'm just saying things the way they are, and I want you to get this very clearly on why I'm saying that if you get a job somewhere, if somebody decides to give you a job somewhere that will take you to school, or they even decide to take you to school, you go, because life is just getting started. There are so many homes that I like. Don't even go far. My home, I can say that I'm like the breadwinner of that home, because I take care of my siblings, school fee, and so many stuff. So that's why I decided to give Austin this piki. And don't be like, oh, if you gave him piki, why has he never built an house? It's because of the children. I've told you, he takes care of his family, the little he gets, because he's doing this piki thing back at home. Probably he can get 500 or 300, or sometime even go.
I can go with that, with nothing.
Yeah, some days he even goes with nothing. But the days he finds, he has to take care of their siblings that are still at school, and that's by buying food so that they can eat. Of course, they have a farm down there, but having a farm with crops doesn't mean that you'll feed on those crops when they are raw. They have to be cooked. There has to be cooking oil. There has to be so many things. So these things is also that takes care of them as of now. That's why it's what's very difficult. Actually, you remember the first thing I told you when I gave you that piki?
Yes.
Yeah, I told you that if you save something, I'll top up for you to buy iron sheets, or I'll buy iron sheets and you'll build a house. But I came back and realized that this guy is like he's the breadwinner of the family. He can't keep money and people are sleeping on empty stomach. So I just decided I'm gonna do it for him when the time comes. And the time came. Actually, when I building this house, I didn't have money. I already shared in the previous video. I just came back and something got into me, and I decided, okay, let me do it for him. I talked to my hardware man. He gave me iron sheets that I'll be paying later, like he gave me on loan. So we only bought the timber, the windows, because I already had the door, one of the doors that we removed from my house. So we bought the windows, the timber for the wall, and that was it. We paid for the fundi, and it was done. So that's how it was done, and it's not done yet. We want to plaster it. We want to get the glasses. We want to do everything. I know Austin will also be doing whatever he can. Even if it will take long, I'll have one lorry of sand put there. So if people won't support you, then you just have to go the hard way, just slowly by slowly. You keep money, buy one, because for cement it's a totally different story. You can buy and keep them and they go bad. Yeah. So you just save. I'll give you a quotation. I'll talk to my hardware man and give you a quotation of the remaining. That's 1 lorry of ballast. So we are left with one lorry of ballast and one other sand and the bags. So if you already worked with 1 lorry, you've bought 1 lorry and 1 ballast, then you can be deciding that now I want to only plaster the living room. How many bags? 5 or 10? Then you keep that money, then you buy the 10 bags, call a fundi, he plasters that one. Just slowly by slowly. If I'll ever get money to chip in again, I'll chip in. You know me, I'm somebody who I don't go back. Yeah, so if I also find another thing, because I also have some other stuff pressing me right now, but if I come out of that pressure, I'll still chip in, because I started it. I know I have to finish it, but the way it is, it's not badly off. People do sleep in such houses. That's why I'm not putting that pressure so much on me, because you can, if worst come to worst, you can spend on that house, and that's what I wanted. That you also have that ego, because sometimes you might be having a girlfriend and they ask, where is your house? And you're like, oh, you start cornering your head, and you're like, so I wanted you to be that. That's where sanity begins. You start feeling a man. You start seeing that your life is moving toward a certain direction. Yeah, so we won't talk much because the video has already gone so long, 55 minutes, but that's hosting. And what I was putting across is I don't pay him. I just gave him my piki so that he can be using that one to pay himself, because I felt that one will be better than giving me 3,000. 3,000 if it's money that if you give someone, probably the week it won't be there, and now they have the rest of the month, the 3 weeks to now wait for another salary. So I saw it better. Even if he is to earn this 3,000 from the piki, he will be earning it in bits and be throughout the month. Probably he's got nothing today, but tomorrow he'll get 300 shillings. He used that one. The following day 200. Like he'll keep earning it that in bits and help him do whatever he can do. But if you give somebody 3,000, even if it's 10,000, then some emergency comes up, they use the money, and now they are broke. They start begging. I believe you don't beg, Cindy. It's because you have that piki to be taking you around. If you feel you are too broke,
which has really helped me.
Exactly. So I don't pay him. If you have any job outside there you think Austin can do, you reach him. The number is said there. Tell him the salary. If he agrees, Austin, go. I'll get somebody else to do the job, because you are very young. You're not like a mzee. If you are mzee, then I'll be like, oh, you have to be here. So, yeah. And even the mzees, nobody's ever tied to a profession or a job, because this is not a job. We just met, and we decided to help each other. You help me stay there. If I get something, or I give you that piki, you can be using it to have something. And for the piki, I don't collect any cent. People might be, oh, you gave him piki, and you also, no, it's just whatever he gets from that piki is his. So for whatever job or whatever thing that you might have outside there, reach out, Austin. You can repeat that number, because somebody might be
0794406911.
That is his number. If you have a job, whatever you have there, I'll have no problem. This is my fellow youth. We are trying to promote each other. I'll be glad if one day, and don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm saying this house is bad. No. Growing up, actually, before I built my dad a house, our house was worse. Like, it was a 2-room like this, and yours is in a good state because it's when it's been built. The mud had already come out, and now you could see the sticks. That was the state of our dad's house. Yours has been molded so well, even using the rangis. Maybe I should just move close and show you. Yeah, and it's so big, molded so well. The vumbi on the roof is because the road is just here, so somehow when lorries and cars pass, it brings out even this one will turn someday because of but that's not a problem, because it's not leaking. You even have a dish. This is a good house, but my prayer would be that someday, if God blesses you, you'll probably remove this house and build another. If only you find that ability. It's not like it's bad, but if you are blessed, you'll do something greater. I want you to reach a point that even this one, you see that you'll feel like this house is so small for a person like you, and it just starts by you getting those opportunities and taking them. If somebody decides to give you a job, just sit down, calculate, see the salary. Never choose a job. The job that took me to campus was zero grazing. I was taking care of cows back there at Mwea for Catholic sisters. It was a very hectic job. I think it's a story I'll tell you another day. And I went to campus, got some other online opportunities, and that's why we are where we are. Yeah, so Austin, yeah, I think, is there anything you want to say?
Nothing.
Okay,
I'm just thankful for everything.
okay.
Yeah.
So you are welcome, and I hope you remember everything that I've told you. Thank you so much for the time we've spent doing this video, and tell these guys to subscribe.
Subscribe, guys, to Kevin Black channel.
Yeah, somebody told me to tell you that you should open a YouTube channel. What do you think about that?
So the problem with the content.
Oh, the content is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. It will just come. Everybody can be on their own line, right? So,
But to me, I don't like that social media thing.
oh yeah, actually, you can text Austin online, and he'll respond after 1 week. So he's not a social media person, unlike me. I'm always on WhatsApp and online. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Let's meet in the next one. Macha dudu dong. Luong na kokoro. This is the house tour.